Well, hello everybody. This is Jason, and I am with Direct Pro Audio. And it occurred to me today, before I started doing this overview on the fantastic microphone, the microphone that is the Aston Microphones Spirit. It came to me that most people watching this video are forgetting one important factor. That important factor is super duper simple. Back in the old days, they used to have a conversation about programming computers. Back in the 60s and 70s, garbage in, garbage out. So what does that mean in relation to when you're sitting here trying to tell somebody whether or not they should look into a microphone purchase, and if it's going to suit their needs or not in whatever form or function they envision for that microphone? So here I am to talk about the Aston Microphones Spirit. And again, garbage in, garbage out. So what does that mean? So right here, I've got the Spirit microphone itself. It is a high quality microphone. The build quality is beyond amazing. It's got a classical yet retro yet Jefferson's kind of Star Trek look to it as far as the grill is concerned. It has a beautiful extruded housing that is kind of a brushed silver, which is beautiful to behold. It has three different pickup patterns, which you would expect in a microphone of this price range. Of course, it also has low-cut filters. And by the way, I have this microphone set at just 0. It is what it is. I'm not cutting. I'm not adding. I'm just letting the microphone be what it is. But here's my point. Somebody once told me that, I called somebody on the phone, and I had done a recording of a band, and I called them up on the phone, and I played it back over the phone. And I said, "Hey man, how does that sound to you?" And they said, "Well, sounds like Western Electric. Sounds like Altec Lansing." The point that he was trying to get across was that the speaker phone, the little transducer in the earpiece, is a little tiny, 15-cent piece made by Altec Lansing. So no matter what I had created in the studio, it still sounded like Altec Lansing on the other end, because that's what was producing it. So my point to you would be this. If you are looking for a fantastic microphone, no amount of videos online are going to tell you whether that microphone is good for you or bad for you. Simply because I don't know what it is on your end that you're listening to the microphone out of. For instance, do you have a crappy set of speakers that are built in to your monitor, to your computer monitor? I don't know. I mean, maybe you do. If they do, believe me, they spent the smallest amount of money possible on making those speakers for you. Are you listening on a $10,000 per speaker pair of top of the line, studio monitors? I don't know. How am I supposed to know that? So the bottom line is really this. Does the Aston Microphones Spirit carry a functionality, a clarity, a quality that is worth the price you pay, assuming that all things down your signal chain are of a similar quality? And to that, I would say, beautiful. And let me tell you this. I am an absolute huge Audio-Technica fan. My personal microphone that I use most of the time is an Audio-Technica AT4050 Arushi limited edition. I know there are more expensive microphones from AT that you can buy. I love that microphone. If I'm not using that, I don't mind telling you that on the other end of the spectrum, I really enjoy the Apex 435B from the Yorkville group of audio companies. You can find it on eBay super duper cheap. You can buy it brand new for like 79 bucks. Do I think that that matches what most people need? Oh, absolutely. Especially when you consider a lot of people are doing podcasts, even nationwide podcasts. Podcasts that have tens, even hundreds of thousands of listeners, and they're using some sort of a microphone that has a USB connector that goes straight into their computer and then is processed by whatever mediocre or fantastic sound card that they have in their CPU, but we don't know what that is. And we don't know that it's a great CPU or... Me personally, I run in this case, the Aston Microphones Spirit. I'm going in through a PreSonus Studio 24C. Very inexpensive piece of gear, but it gives me that headroom that I need, the headroom that I'm looking for before converting to USB-C and going into my sound card in my computer. So you've got to really know what does that sound, what does that signal processing loop look like? What things are in the way that can either add to or possibly detract from the sound of the microphone that you're thinking of buying? At this price range, I have no qualms whatsoever about recommending the Aston Microphones Spirit. I'm going to be doing further looks at both the Origin, a less expensive offering from Aston Microphone, and I'll also be looking at the Stealth, which is kind of an interesting hybrid kind of a microphone. And again, it's all going to be through the PreSonus 24C so that we can do apples to apples, so that we know where we're coming from, so that you know what you will get based on the system that you might have running in your particular podcast studio, or video applications that you might be running in home videos, maybe some pre-production, post-production videos that you're doing. But I've got to say that Aston, for a relatively new on the scene player, maybe less than 5 or 6 years, are they holding up well against Sennheiser, Shure, Audio-Technica? Absolutely. They have a bunch of audio engineers that do blind tests on these to make sure that they sound good, that they perform, that they're reliable, that they neither add nor detract from the signal that's going in, because that, again, is what you want. At the end of the day, you want what's going in here to be what's coming out of your loudspeakers, be that in a recording, be that in a live situation. And the Aston microphones are doing a fantastic job of that, and I have yet to find, now again, they only have a very limited offering of microphones at this point, maybe 6 or 7. They've got a Starlight, they've got a Stealth, they've got an Origin, they've got a Spirit. There's not a lot out there right now, but that's okay, and here's why. Because they're doing a good job with what they're trying to bring to market. They're not bringing crap to market. They're bringing high quality microphones to the masses. And this microphone here, the Spirit, is, look, it's not the cheapest thing that you can buy out there. Okay? It's not an AT 2020. It's not the Shure equivalent. It's not the Sennheiser equivalent. It is more your middle of the range, maybe like an MD421 priced microphone from Sennheiser. It's fantastic. It's solid. And it neither adds nor detracts from what is going into the microphone. And that is why I really love the Aston Spirit. Normally we would do some other interesting tests. I have dragged microphones behind our company work van. I have taken it outside and done how does it handle very loud transients like a 45. Not going to do that today. It's COVID-19 kind of times around here, so my normal range is closed down. But I will tell you that I've used this several times live for vocals, drums, overheads, cymbals, live guitar and bass cabinets, you name it. And I will tell you that I am extremely impressed with this microphone. And if the Aston Microphones Spirit was 3 times the cost of what it is, I would still have no problems purchasing that microphone. So I want to thank you for joining us here at Direct Pro Audio. Please leave your comments down below. I will respond to any questions you have as fast as I possibly can. In this time of quarantine and lockdown, I hope that you and your family are all very safe and that you get the opportunity to stretch your wings and learn a little bit more about the stuff that's in your home studio.